So I held off on reviewing this back when I was doing the Freddy movies because I wanted to get to this moment. And I just rewatched this one again, and you know what? The love of it I had when I went to go see it in the theaters when it first came out, it's still there. I mean, the one thing that we went to go see this movie to see, we got. And we got in spades. And even better, we got it in both sides of the spectrum. What would happen to Jason if he ended up in the dream world, and then vice versa. The film actually does give you pretty much exactly what it says on the tin, Freddy versus Jason. Now, a lot of the drafts of the script that came before this, some of them sounded kind of insane. So insane, in fact, I actually would have been really intrigued to see how those played out, just for the sake of seeing how they played out. Not even for if there was going to be a good story or anything like that. It just sounded nuts. Now, with the story we have, first of all, I really do like the way it does interweave with the very loose canon of Friday the 13th. Specifically, how is Jason back after the ending of Jason Goes to Hell? A question that we were asking with the beginning of Jason X, which we will get to that in due course. And also the fact that Freddy has long since been dead since the end of Freddy's Dead. So it did actually do a really good job of intertwining the two legacies of these two characters together, so much so that I can now legitimately believe that they exist in the same universe beyond just a hand coming out of the grave and dragging Jason's mask in. So it does do a fine job of weaving it in, and I will say I do love that the source of their rivalry amounts to nothing more than a clashing of egos. Just the fact that Freddy can't take that Jason is taking all of his impending victims, and he's going, "These are my children!" I thought that was actually pretty freaking great. Now, admittedly, this is the Freddy of Nightmares 4, 5, and 6. He was a lot goofier, but here's the thing. The Friday the 13th franchise on the whole is a goofy franchise with a lot of silly elements to it. The Freddy from Nightmares 1, 2, and Little Soup Song 3, or even New Nightmare, just really would not fit with the tone that they were going with if they were going to interweave the worlds of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. It just wouldn't work. Now, I will say this, Ronnie Yu is not... even he's openly saying he's never been passionate about either franchise, and it kind of shows because he's kind of hell-bent to express himself as a filmmaker and kind of stand out, and as a result there's a lot of cinematic techniques which really just should have stayed dead, or just should never have come to be, especially a lot of the ridiculous blurry effects that I'm so glad we stopped doing that now. And of course the other thing that does lower this on the tier of Friday the 13th, I love Kane Kurzinger, he's great as Jason, but they really dicked Kane over. Look up the history, it's kind of sad, so...